out there talking about different causes, bringing attention to causes and stuff, that I think clearly the days of we're going to just worship the ground you walk on because of the happenstance of your birth, I think those days are waning.
Yes. Well, and I also do enjoy now, they release that people exclusive, blah, blah, blah. Someone posted on Twitter the other day, like, it's not really funny. They bashed Harry and Meghan, specifically Meghan, to the ends of the earth for like showing any kind of PDA, for having a better social media following, that kind of thing. And now they're copying her. I mean, they're trying to have the same effect.
Right. Well, because, I mean, it's all circular. What she was doing made them look bad, so they had to criticize her for it. But what she was doing is effective,
yes.
And so now they want to copy it. Yes. I mean, it's just
Well, and specifically, like Meghan versus Kate, Kate walked into her last engagement holding like a folder. Like, there's been a push to try and make it look like she's working and not just showing up in a pretty dress, and it just is so flat, and it's I mean, pretty directly a copy. I mean,
well, I just think the insincerity comes through, or the disinterest, or whatever it is, that's not wow, this is something I really care about, and I'd be here whether or not the cameras were on or not.
They absolutely
and I think that I think in that, if you use that as sort of the test, that there's probably lots of occasions that Will and Kate would not be wherever it is they are if the cameras weren't on them.
Or there wasn't pressure for them to show up.
Right. And whereas I think Meghan and Harry probably do more things that you either never hear about or don't hear about until later, or whatever it is, that because they actually care about what they're doing and not just about the photo op.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this wouldn't be tea time if we weren't like kind of petty at some point. I have to go find this photo now. Because oh no, why are these like this? How do I change it from like list view to select none?
Oh, here, view.
Oh, large icons.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at you. Mom's saving
Mom's
the
day.
IT guy. Why can't I find it?
I don't know.
It's this awful photo. It's this. Okay. I have it here. It's this photo of Will and Kate. It's this one.
Oh.
Like,
I don't even.
You can release all these like stage photos you want, but when candid photos catch you looking like that,
yeah.
Come on.
Well,
don't worry, I'll put this up on the stage or the screen.
Is that your sarcastic caption?
No, that was from someone put the caption. The couple gave each other a loving look. I think the Daily Mail did.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not even sure. Like, I don't know where he's looking, but I'm not sure it's even at her.
Well,
and she's making a face like, I don't know what. I mean,
no. So that's not my caption. I want to be clear.
I thought maybe it was sarcasm.
No. But what I'm saying is, there have for the past like couple years, there have been photos. The photos that are taken where they're not posing have kind of looked like this.
Yeah.
Where they both look uncomfortable, stiff, just like...
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly like in the middle of something, but I know, but look at their faces. I know, they're not enjoying themselves.
No, they're not enjoying themselves. And then
or each other. I mean...
No. Well, and it's like, this plus like the fact that their outfits don't match and it seems like things are like bad. I don't know. That's just always been my impression for the past little while. Is that, I showed you that other one at the James Bond premiere where like she kind of seems like she wants to hit some photo marks. Like people have told them to like touch each other more and to like she's like stopped even moving at times to like hit photos, and he just doesn't give a shit.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think part of it is probably this whole, I mean, I think there's a mindset of we deserve attention, we'll get attention no matter what we're doing or how we look, I mean, within reason.
Yeah.
And so I'm just not going to care, I think that's probably his attitude. Like,
yeah.
Oh, well, they're going to take a picture, they're not. And
well, it just seems like she's trying and he's not.
That might be the whole story right there in a little nutshell. I don't know.
That should be the title of this video. But anyway, I just find it funny that a Daily Mail is posting stuff like that.
Well, yeah, if that's like the best they can get.
But it wasn't.
It's kind of...
It wasn't. There were post photos that looked okay, except the ones in they just look very... And people are like, oh, you can't compare a couple who've been together like 20 years versus a couple that just got together. But they look so uncomfortable when they're touching each other.
Yeah. They
like my husband and I, we don't show that much like PDA, but like we're not uncomfortable touching each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, it seems like it doesn't just seem like, oh, we're
like in public
or whatever. And plus, at some point, maybe the more years, the more there are little like, I would think touches or gestures or whatever, just because you're more comfortable with the person. You should get more comfortable with the person, not
less comfortable.
And I mean, it almost seems like they're doing the opposite. Like they're,
Well, and I think that there's those rumors of an affair, whatever. But there is kind of an undercurrent, and there's been some like tweets. I do sometimes, even the British press posts photos of them or her that are deeply unflattering, or there were better photos at some point, and it's just kind of funny to me that I think they put that, I'm almost positive that was from the Daily Mail. Like, I feel like they show us little flashes of things they know, of just like, oh, we're not allowed to talk about this, but look at this photo.
Yeah, maybe it's a subversive photo editor in there that just throws photos
or
in
like,
that, this is a sign. It's like, blink your eyes if you're being held captive.
Kate, tap your foot twice if you need help.
Yeah.
But like for a couple years, you couldn't find an unedited photo of Kate that came out of a UK outlet. Like they were all photoshopped, not incredibly so, but they definitely gave her a little help. We all have our angles and smoothing and all that stuff. And then there have been runs where they have just posted some interesting stuff. And you would think, we talk all the time about how they're all, subservient. But I don't know. I think sometimes they take little shots at them like that.
Yeah. And maybe they can't actually come out and say it, but
they take little shots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that caption on that photo is absurd. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's the look of love in Britain. Us Americans just don't understand.
Maybe.
That's the look of love. They love each other. Sorry.
Okay, that may be sort of the traditional royal family arranged marriage kind of thing. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I've always thought they had an agreement.
But I mean, I think a lot of historically, marriages within the British royal family and elsewhere have been an arrangement of sorts. I mean, if not exactly an arranged marriage, then, definitely kind of a, I don't know. I don't think it's always been, this is a, tremendous love affair necessarily.
No, they've tried to paint certain parts of it, but I know you have to go, but I was just going to say, Harry, like, it's just funny to me that they constantly criticize Harry and Meghan's marriage all the time, when I think there's some pretty good not good evidence, but you could also easily be asking questions about Will and Kate.
Well, yeah, and a lot of that's probably just projection.
No, I mean, it's all projection, but it's just funny to me. You know, we get on Twitter and we get in all these arguments and they're like, no, they love each other so much. It's just a secret, or like blah, blah, blah. And it is all projection. And it's, you know, we've talked about this.
And what are they keeping a secret from? There's no benefit to them
to keeping it
a secret.
But also, just kind of going back to like, there's kind of been this shift over the past couple of years in plain sight of them not. In my past video, I showed some like photos of early on versus photos now, and things have changed. But also, again, this like, you know, you have another woman who's married into this family at the senior level who looks like shit. I mean, she's like stick thin.
Yeah.
Her face, I don't mean like look like shit isn't bad, but like it looks like something's wrong.
Yeah.
And again, the press just wants to talk about like everything else.
She does not seem to be a picture of like glowing health. And
no,
there's not, I mean,
and no one will talk about it.
There's no reason she shouldn't be.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
you know, like Megan will come out in a ponytail and it's all about that, as like the heir's wife is like melting away, but we're not going to talk about that. And it's crazy to me.
Well, yeah.
That's a much more important story, that they're, you know, might be torturing another woman.
But they don't obviously want that. That is what they want to keep secret.
I know.
You know, I mean,
it drives me bonkers. It still just drives me crazy. There's like a real story there. I feel like an actual story worth reporting on.
I think there probably is. I mean, I think there probably is.
But I mean, I don't feel bad for her at this point, but just because she was, I don't know. I feel like she could have done more to help Megan / not just be kind of so stuck up. But
well, that may be true, but I also feel bad that, you know, I mean, it does seem to be not, it doesn't overall tend to have been a positive for people to marry into that family.
No, and something's wrong.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that. Instead, we're going to talk about, you know, Carrie and Megan coughed once, and we now have to run first, you know.
And Megan wrote a letter, and it was too political, because now that's, you know.
Yeah. Not that our royal family is, you know, doing God knows what.
Yeah.
And that another Windsor heir marriage is like falling apart in front of our eyes. But we're going to talk about something else.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to talk about that.
They definitely don't want to talk about that.
No. They don't, I mean, it's kind of like, I think it would be too disastrous. I mean...
Oh, yeah. People fight me on that on Twitter. I'm so much of their love story was like concocted, and he did such like shitty things to her over the years. And I think they'll never get divorced unless someone absolutely forces the other person's hand. I think they have some kind of agreement. And like, people disagree with that, but another heir divorcing a wife with young kids would be disastrous for that family. With infidelity rumors.
Yeah, I mean, especially just because it's so, I don't know. It seems like it's, as it gets ever closer to Charles assuming the throne, it just seems like then William's really even more in the spotlight, and I don't know.
So, because...
And Charles is no spring chicken, so it's not like it's going to be a long time necessarily before, you know, William's taking it on himself. So I just think the closer it gets, the less likely that they... it seems hard to imagine.
But so, since we can't talk about it, we can't talk about photos like that or, you know, other stuff that she looks miserable. We instead have to talk about Harry and Meghan. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though they seem to be doing just fine.
Yeah, they seem to be doing just fine. All right. Well, this was a late afternoon one. Thank you for
indulging us.
As we talk shit about the British royal family. Yeah. We hope you have a good week, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.